Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to a new Jump Force video, and yes, I have the law guide here for you guys, so let's jump right into it. Alright guys, for Law's first ability, Injection Shot / Shambles, it connects on the 1st, 2nd, 4th, and 5th light, all 3 heavies, the first down tilt, and a charged up tilt. For his second ability, Tact, it connects on the 2nd, 4th, and 5th light. It can connect on the 6th light if they are near a wall, but don't try it too often. Connects with all 3 heavies and a charged up tilt. For his third ability, Radio Knife, it connects with the 2nd, 4th, and 5th light, all 3 heavies, and a charged up tilt. Now for Law's ultimate, it connects on everything except the 2nd up tilt. So the 2nd up tilt is the only one that drops, which is actually really good. I think he's one of the closest to the only character that can land on everything except for one string. So that's really cool. Alright guys, basic things to know about Injection Shot / Shambles, that it's a 1-bar ability. If you land it, go ahead and hold it and you can activate Shambles. What this does is it switches out the character next in line, so in this case it was Goku, and if we use it one more time it's going to be Vegeta. So for switching to activate Shambles, you actually need 2 bars, so in all you do need 3 bars for this. Use 1 bar for Injection Shot, 2 to switch. If you want to follow it up, go ahead and just press your light button again, and you should be able to follow it up into an air battle. Some people have been able to land a 2nd injection shot, so if you don't do Shambles, you can do it again. Some people have been able to land this if they're against a wall. However, it's not confirmed, and I wouldn't recommend doing it. It's a waste of 1 bar if you miss and you're unsafe. Basic things about Tac is that you can use it more than once if you land another one. So if you keep pressing the Tact ability, so you do have to press triangle, or Y if you're on Xbox, you cannot just hold Tact. If I try and hold it right there, it's just going to do that. And by holding it, I mean just holding R2, which is how you use Injection Shot. So Tact, you do have to press it, the triangle, and it does combo, I think, 4 times before they white out. If you wanted to do something like this, where you do 2 heavies into Tact, and you can do Tact twice, you can follow it up with a light combo or something. However, of course, they will white out faster. So if you ever do 1 heavy into Tact and want to go into a light string or something, you can, and then maybe if you want to go into another Tact. However, yeah, of course, Tact is an ability that whites out the character very fast, similar to Madara's Fireballs. Basic things about Radio Knife, it is a guard break, so if the opponent is guarding, it will go right through them, and it's similar to Grimmjow's little stomp effect when he jumps in the air and comes down on you. This can whiff sometimes, so if the enemy sidesteps and let's say they call an assist and the assist gets caught with even just a little bit of slashes, if that last slash that Law does connects with anyone, it will go into the cutscene. It will switch the character depending on who it hits. So as long as that last slash hits, the ability will go off. Lost stage transitions can only be activated on the 1st, 2nd, 4th, and 5th, and I don't know why I said only because that is a lot. The only one you can't do it on is the 3rd. And honestly, this is a pretty strong thing for a character to have, especially on the first light, just because a lot of people don't expect the first light to be a stage transition, so if you ever just land one light and you want a stage transition, go ahead and hold heavy, and then boom, right there. Law's grab string is generally pretty slow. You don't see a lot of Law players grab regardless because there are just better mix-up options. However, the thing I will tell you, do not try and grab off the 4th light. It is a grab reset, meaning that your attack animation is technically still hitting the opponent, or the opponent's recovery animation is still going off, so you cannot grab right here. It's really the only thing to know. You can grab off the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 5th light. However, they're all relatively the same speed, so you can technically choose. Alright guys, getting into the advanced stuff with Law, starting with his Vanish Combo here. Remember, Vanish Combos are where we can do a certain string and then vanish and continue the string after. So Law doesn't actually have too many of these. He only has 3 of them and they're not actually that great. So if you do 2 lights, vanish and continue the 3rd, it does hit. However, they stand back up and they have a chance to make a move, they have a chance to guard or do whatever. However, this does give us a chance to do a couple things here. We can either hit him once here and go into a fully charged down tilt, up tilt, heavy. So let's try the heavy actually. Yeah, it seems really slow, it's pretty obvious. So what I would recommend actually doing instead is doing this into a half charge down tilt or up tilt, and then you can continue a combo with whatever you want to do. You can grab if you want, however, it's very slow, so not a huge recommendation on that. You can also try and hit and then vanish. Again though, the 3rd light for some reason, very slow on vanishing. Just the 3rd light animation is very long. That's really all you can do with the 2nd light, vanish, 3rd light. What we can do on the heavies though, it gives us kind of this similar interaction. If we do it on the first heavy, vanish, and then heavy again, they stand right back up. So again, we're in the position where we can half charge down tilt and then go into a combo of some sorts, or if we want to, oops, heavy, we can try and grab, but the grab's again a lot slower. I actually have not tried to, hold up, vanish here. Yeah, okay, so the vanish on the 2nd heavy is a lot faster than doing the 3rd light, so you have a few more options with that to try and bait out your opponent here. If you want to try and continue the heavy, or just wait to see what they do. You know, it's pretty good. I mean, I'm not going to go over every single option you have with this vanish, but again, I'd probably actually just stick to the down tilts and up tilts. Now for the 2nd heavy, if you decide to vanish and do a 3rd heavy, this does connect and it's very good. It's just more of a very basic, like if they're gonna escape off the 2nd heavy, I'm vanishing just in case they escape. If they don't escape, then I can just land this heavy. Plus, if you vanish again, do one more light, you can go into 3 more heavies, and you can just do this until they white out, right? So pretty cool. Boom, and should white out. Oh, I messed up, but pretty much you can do this however many times you want. Vanish, 1 light, boom, 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 vanish, 1 light, boom, 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 vanish, 1 light, and yeah, there you go, they white out. So again, options there. You can also vanish off the 3rd heavy if you want, and then we'll go into vanish strings later, but that's also something we can do. Alright, getting into some of his vanish strings, I'm gonna start with this type of vanish string here. If you are hitting them and you land 1 light and you're trying to get rid of their guard, you can do something like this where you hit them once, vanish, and then do the vanish dash. So 1 light, hit X, back up, hit dash button, and then hold your light. Right when they get up, they will get guard broken. However, of course, they have the chance to sidestep, but it might be too fast. Their instinct might be to try and vanish or just guard it in general. So if I do 1 light here, vanish, dash, hold light, instant guard break as soon as they get up. You can only do this on the 1st light. You can kind of do it on the 3rd light. However, I think they have more of a chance to move. Yeah, they have a lot more time to react, so definitely try and stick to the 1st light when attempting this. Now he does have 1 other vanish string on his lights. It's not amazing, so if we do 2 lights, vanish, dash, it gives us this sort of effect where it hits, however the opponent can get back up and we can't really continue anything off of it. In this case, this is something I like to do. Vanish dash, I hold heavy, wait for him to get up, and I release my heavy, and I can go into a heavy combo. So, 2 lights, vanish, dash, hold my heavy, wait for him to get up, I let go of my heavy, and I continue into a heavy string, heavy combo, whatever you want to do, right? And this actually leads us into the heavy vanish strings, which pretty much act the same way. So if I do 1 heavy, vanish dash, it leads us into the exact same position, right? So I'm here, I hold my heavy, wait for him to get up. Oh, I can do my 2nd heavy. Oh, wait for him to get up. And do my 3rd heavy. And I wait for him to get back up and I hit, right? This isn't a sure thing, guys. It's not a confirmed, like, they can definitely dodge out of this. They can sidestep. So it's pretty much just to catch people off guard once or twice. Because if you keep doing it, they're going to catch on and it's not going to be that effective. Now, another thing you can do, though, if you want to do, instead of just holding the heavy, if you just want to use a 1 heavy, so here, let's see if I can do this. 1 heavy, and then go into a down tilt. If you've conditioned them to actually dodge or sidestep this right here, right? Because if you do it enough, you can condition the opponent to instantly sidestep there. Instead of doing a charged heavy, or a half-charged heavy, do just a regular heavy right here, and then go into a down tilt, right? The first heavy should whiff. I don't know why it hit right there. It should whiff, and then go into a down tilt, and if they sidestep, the down tilt should track them, and because it's law, our down tilt, we can follow up with another combo, right? So, very good option right there to do, but that's only if they are not pressing buttons, and they let themselves fall right here, and you'll see what I mean in this next step here. So guys, everything you just saw before is if they are not pressing buttons or holding guard, right? So if they're holding guard, it's going to look something like this, where they get up instantly as soon as I hit them, in which case we can grab and do a few other things. So let's put them off guard real fast. And so if they're just pressing buttons, it's going to look like this. As soon as we hit them, they stand back up, right? So again, we're back to our options of holding a half charge down tilt, or if we just want to grab right away. The grab here is a little better because it's a Vanish dash grab, which works very well. If you are hitting them, we'll go over Vanish Mixups in a second here. Again, I Vanish to the right. I got to stop that with lock because you can whiff it. This works on the 2nd heavy and the 3rd heavy. It's the same thing. Same type of interaction. So when pretty much doing this, you really just have to look for if they get up right away or if they're on the ground. And it's going to take a little reaction time and a little skill, or it's going to be estimating. So, you know, if you try and grab and they're on the ground, like they're not pressing any buttons, you're going to whiff your grab. If you try and hold your heavy, they're going to be up right here and they can sidestep really fast. They can actually have time to grab you. So it's about reaction time or just completely guessing on what your opponent's going to do. Most people are probably pressing buttons, so I'd probably go with this one, down tilt or half charge down tilt, whatever. I definitely expect more people to be pressing buttons / holding guard. Alright guys, getting into his Vanish Mixups. Now, Law actually doesn't have a lot. We always have the classic first light and first heavy. The 2nd light is okay too. However, if we get past the 2nd light and we try and vanish on these lights, they're very slow. Very, very slow, so I don't recommend doing that. However, of course, the 2nd heavy and the 3rd heavy and the 1st heavy are all very fast, so relatively, if you want to do anything, go on the heavies and the 1st and 2nd light. Now, like I said earlier, with the classic, we can go 1 light, vanish behind them, and grab. This usually works most of the time, and of course we can do that with the 1st heavy as well, right? Now, if you do this throughout the matches and you're like, you know, let's say you're playing ranked and you're playing the same person over and over again and you condition them to react to this, what they're generally going to do is probably backstep or sidestep. Now, most players, most S5 players might try and grab tech. Remember, grab tech is where both players grab at the same time and it resets you to this position, right? But most people won't do that. So if you find that they're, you know, you do this and you try and grab and like they backstep, right? And you whiff your grab. This is an option. This is a very good option. So what you're going to do, vanish and you're going to injection shot. that will catch any sidestep and any backstep, because most of the time they're going to sidestep right here, and then you're going to use Injection Shot. Now, I have had it to where some characters have a faster sidestep than others, and they can block it. So if they, I'm forgetting who it was, frick, was it Kenshin? I'm not remembering, but if they sidestep, they do have a chance to block this. However, it's safe on block, so you don't have to really worry. If they backstep, it will definitely catch them, and you have a chance to shambles them, go into a pretty good Team Awakening combo, or just into an air battle. And we'll get into that later, but that's something you can do. Same with the first heavy if you want to Vanish, and then Injection Shot. Alright guys, moving to his heavies for our Vanish mix-ups. Now his heavies are definitely the way to go when you're trying to mix them up, just because the Vanishes are faster, and I don't know, it's a lot faster. So we have some very basic options we can go for here. If you ever land one heavy, Vanish, dash, grab, you can do this on any of the heavies, so 2 and 3. We can also just do the basic thing of dashing back, holding light, and then guard breaking. We have the option of doing dashing back and doing an Injection Shot or a radio knife. I don't recommend using tack, because if I try and use tack here, it's going to continue the second heavy. But you can also always do stuff like this, and maybe like if you want to do one heavy, Vanish, a second heavy, and then go into a half charge down tilt or a full charge down tilt, you can always get them. Just pretty much, it's very basic mix-ups, which is actually kind of nice. You don't need a lot of fancy stuff to open up your opponent. There is one type of animation crossing I'd recommend doing. It's not really crossing, but it's just very fluent. So if I do one heavy, Vanish, a second heavy, and then do a down tilt, it kind of looks like it's part of the same thing, right? So one heavy, Vanish, second heavy, and then down tilt, right? It's very fast. It looks like it's part of the same string. If you want to charge it, go ahead. However, charging it, they can react to it. So I do a half charge, and if you get the half charge, finish your down tilt, and you can continue a combo. By the way, guys, this down tilt is very safe against certain characters. Like I said, only characters with very fast lights cannot punish this. So if you're just trying to finish off a combo, so if I'm like doing 3 heavies and I don't want to risk anything, I just do a down tilt and I'm safe. If I really don't feel safe, I can call in an assist to make sure I stay safe, and I can go back into mixing them or something. So a lot of options there, but yeah, if you're going for like some type of animation crossing, just go for first heavy, Vanish, second heavy, into a charge down tilt. Alright guys, so combo time. Now Law is a fantastic solo comboer. You're going to see a lot of people do stuff like this. This is probably the basic combo you see. 3 heavies into attack, into Injection Shot, and then shambles, and they're probably going to continue it to get some meter back. And if you win the air battle, it resets them, and it's pretty nice, right? And it's also very hard to high-speed Vanish or high-speed counter this first hit right here. The second hit, however, people are figuring out the timing. And I guess I should tell you the timing on this real fast. The timing, if you are playing against a Law to Vanish this second one here, is right when he kind of disappears off. So let's say, how am I going to sing? Right when he disappears off this first one, right? So disappear, that's when you want to hit guard and Vanish him. So I'll try it one more time. Right here is when you want to hit Vanish, and then if you're the Vegeta player, you will Vanish in the air right there. It's very difficult, but just kind of, you have to press it earlier than you think. So practice that against friends or Law players that you find in quick play, and you'll get it down. But let's get back to the combos. Now, in my opinion, guys, adding tack right here, I don't necessarily like. It does do more damage, but I'm not a fan of just wasting time doing that. So I definitely recommend just sticking to Injection Shot if you're doing 3 heavies. Injection Shot, and then shambles, and then going in to get your meter back. If you guys didn't know, doing the dash right here actually gives you slightly more meter than if you were to just follow it up with a regular light. This is because you... Oh, I didn't shambles him, might be. This is because you do 1 extra light instead of just hitting them one time right here. You do 1 extra light and you hit them down on the ground. So 1 light, boom, hit them on the ground, right? So you get an extra meter from that. So that's what I like to do, especially if people try and get the Vanish timing down. They don't know that if I dash, they're going to mess up their Vanish timing, and they are less likely to high speed counter or banish it. Now guys, if I want to show you some big damage as a solo carry, so let's just go ahead and show you the awakening. I do something like this where I go 3 heavies into injection shot, into shambles. Now I'm going to delay my follow-up, and I'm going to ult. If you delay your follow-up, the ult will connect here. Now it's kind of hard to time, and it's a little tricky, and if you mistime it, you won't follow up, and you'll miss your chance to land this ult. Very good damage for a 3-bar combo, and it's confirmed, right? Because it's very hard, especially if you delay this, to high-speed counter that first air battle right there, right? It's people can do it, yes, but if I delay it, it's even harder. It messes up their timing, so definitely go for that. Of course, for the people that want to spend 1 more bar, and yes, it's going to give you more damage, go ahead and use tack. Go ahead. Shambles, delay your follow-up, and ult as soon as you hit the ground. If you try and ult too soon, you're going to dash at them, and I'll show you this in a second, but let's look at the damage that tack adds. Oh, look at that. Not a lot, right? Tack didn't add a lot. Don't use it. Don't use it. Let me show you what happens if I try and ult too soon. So I'm going to delay it. I dash at them, right? So make sure your feet hit the ground, then ult. Let me go ahead and show you how much damage it does unawakened. Now, if you're unawakened, I do recommend using tact, right? But if you're fully awakened, do not. Hit the ground, ult. Boom. I love this ult too, it's so freaking awesome. Good damage for unawakened, also good 65%, maybe 70 right there. Now guys, I did forget, only Savior did this to me. If you're doing this type of combo, if they're not against a wall here, and you try and ult right here, if they're spamming escape, they can escape, so be ready to ultimate cancel and chase after them. It's going to be later than you think. They can't escape right away. However, it's going to be a little later, so just be ready when you see them escape, hit chase, and make sure to keep yourself safe from any punishment after that. Now that's relatively the best solo combo. So guys, as we go into our Sis combos, I do want to say what I just talked about earlier. If you are afraid of them escaping, go ahead and I use Piccolo, delay, call in Piccolo, he'll catch, and then you can just ult, right? Like, that's something you can do if you're afraid of them escaping, but in my opinion, that's a waste, and I'll show you how we can actually use Piccolo to get some huge damage. If you've already seen my best law combo, then you know what's coming. So guys, I do want to talk about real fast. I see a lot of people doing this. They'll call in their assist injection shot, and this allows you to add another injection shot, right? And you can go ahead and shamble, and then continue, you know, however you want, right? Good damage, right? 55%, 60%, good damage, right? However, you don't get to shamble twice, right? You only get to shamble once. So people that don't use Piccolo or an assist to not shamble twice, and what I mean by this is we have the opportunity to shamble twice. If you just do this, shamble, call on your assist, the assist will catch, come down, use injection shot again, and you can shamble again, right? This is very good for, you know, if you're playing against a CAC player using Dark End, or if you don't like playing against a character you're playing against, you can shamble them twice, and it's good damage, right? So I'm not saying it's bad to use your assist right here. However, I just think there's a better way of going about this, right? Again, if you want to add tact, it does a little more damage, but again, uses a lot of bars. But again, guys, you get the bars back if you go into the air combo. So guys, with the assist, it's going to look something like this. This is what I would do if I was playing Law, if I broke their guard. No chance of escaping. Shambles, call an assist as I'm about to hit them. Use injection shot again. This is unawakened damage. Delay it. And ult as soon as my feet hit the ground. Now, the damage reduction off this ult is going to be insane. Like, it's not going to do any damage. But again, this is if, like, you're stretching for that little bit of damage there. So I wouldn't actually ult if I was unawakened right there. I'd probably just follow up in the air and get some meter back. But that's how much damage it does, around 75%. Unawakened for that. Now, if we are awakened and we're doing our Sis combo here, we're going to go 3 lights into injection shot, shambles, Piccolo. They'll catch right here. Injection shot. Shambles. Delay it. And ults. Now, of course, again, this is going to stop at 90%. Maybe a little sooner. But again, great damage. Amazing damage just from Law. And it's very hard to escape from as soon as you land that first injection shot. Now, guys, of course, if you saw my other Law video, the best combo, you can go into a stage transition. So if we're doing something like this, and I call him Piccolo, injection shot, Shambles, and I just go into like this type of air battle here, and I go boom, right? And we arena change. This resets all the damage, and I can do a few things here. I can go into a charged heavy or a charged light, and I like to go into the charged light just to push him away, and if I wanted to, I could follow up after that. Now, like I had in my other video, if you pick a map that has a character transition, not just a stage transition, but a character transition, so New York, the Marineford, those are very good maps for Law. You definitely want to be picking those if you're playing Law as a front character and you're in ranked and you're trying to get some easy points, right? So it's going to look something like this, and I'll just start with injection shot. Now let's just use 3 heavy. So if we do our combo here, we use Piccolo, they'll catch, injection shot, and I go into a stage transition here. Like already I'm just like, this is huge damage. I have not used ult yet, right? Stage transition, we're gonna knock him into the ice, and the character is going to change. If we really wanted to, we can tact, but we're just gonna ult right here. But we could tact or injection shot. Ult's gonna land, and this should give you 100%. And of course a little more. But like I said in my other video, if you're playing against a full tank team, so if you got La, Boo, and Toguro, this also does 100% if you add the tact as the character transitions down. So guys, I just wanted to take a quick moment and show you what Law can do on other maps with stage transitions, and I want to commend Bandai. It's kind of cool that they made Law able to stage transition more than the average character, because, you know, his whole persona is based on like controlling things in his room, so he can switch the area, he can switch physics, you know, stuff like that. So I think it's kind of cool. So if we want to do something cool with stage transitions on maps like this, now this map, if you didn't know, the stage transition keeps the opponent very low to the ground. So I'll go ahead and show you what we can do right here. So if I just land, let's say injection shot, and let's say I don't have Piccolo, and this kind of tailors to the fact, like let's say you're trying to do the combo but you don't have your assist yet. So go for the stage transition, and this is what I'd recommend doing. As soon as we kind of go into the slow-mo mode, hold light, and then call him Piccolo. Piccolo will catch him here, and we can go into another injection shot. If we want to, we can delay an ult, or you can try and go for another stage transition. However, if we go for another stage transition, he whites out, right? So unlucky there, but let me show you what we can do to get 2 stage transitions at one time. So guys, I tried to do the 2 stage transitions. It didn't work, so I'd recommend just doing after the after you catch Piccolo here. I'd recommend just doing an injection shot and then delaying the thing and then going for the ult. I think that's the most damage. But yeah, I definitely play around with all the maps if you're trying to become like a very, very particular lawn main. It's very good to know if you do this type of stuff. So let's see what this stage transition, we're gonna go down below. Let's see if we can do the same thing with Piccolo. I think we're a little higher in the air though. Yeah, so we were too high in the air and Piccolo was unable to reach, but I'm sure we would have been able to follow up. So if we wanted to, we could have done something where we go hit him in the air and then call in Piccolo. I'm not sure if he would have whited out, but guys, play around with the maps. Make sure you find what is good for you. I definitely stick with the Marine map or New York, anything that can character transition. Is there a transition on this one? Oh, there is. Are we going back up? Ooh, okay, so I was spamming too much, but I didn't realize that was a character transition. That's pretty cool. So, guys, there's a lot of stuff I don't know about the maps, because really I don't play on a lot of different ones. Let's see if you can do it one more time. I doubt it. I don't think they'd let me. Yeah, I didn't think they'd let me. But there you go. Also, guys, I just remembered, it's not something I put a lot in guides, but if you do something like this, if there's no stage transitions, alright, so that's pretty much all, like, air battles, like, so that's really cool, actually, if we just get into an air battle with him, and we call him Piccolo right here. Oh, I mistimed it, but if we don't mistime it, we can ult right there, and it does around 90 or 85%, all from just kind of air battles, and stuff you can't really escape from. You can definitely vanish and stuff, but if you're good and you feel like you're confident in air battles, then you should be good. Also, guys, I did forget he does have a Team Awakening, so if you ever land something like that and you just want to use Law, boom, Law will catch him. However, there has been no assist to connect with Law. I think Bondi did this because I realized Law was actually really OP. However, you can use an assist to create pressure right after the ultimate, kind of like that. However, they can sidestep certain assists and stuff like that. So just know that you can, you know, instant transmission into an ult. You can just, after an air battle, go into an ult. So if I wanted to do this instead, if I didn't want to risk delaying it, I could go into a Team Awakening here, just ult. And it's still relatively good damage, guys. Boo actually blocked me. Boo's fat butt blocked me. Hold up. That's why I use an assist, because when I use an assist, Boo disappears. There we go. I think this is roughly around 60%, maybe only 50, but still good damage if you're trying to end someone. Yeah, 60% right there. But guys, that is actually going to be it for the Law Guide. Thank you so much for watching. There, of course, is some stuff that I'm sure I've missed. Law's only been out for, I think, a week now, maybe a week and a half. So if I've missed anything very specific and very nice to Law's kit, make sure to comment that down below. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys later.